All right, look at me. Ken.
How are you?
Oh, there we go. You can hear me. Good. Okay. I was not sure what was going on. Oh, there's John in the green room. There he is.
Hello.
Howdy, mate.
Let's see if I can get. How did I have this before? Ah, there we go. I like that. I like that setup better. Well, look at that background Ken has. That's like the best background for this, man.
Not that I planned it or anything.
Yeah, here I got it. There, I put the toy catalog. I put the toy catalog on our background here. So, all right. I guess we can start. I mean, it's 8. I just got home. Like we had a couple. It was like today was like the busiest, longest day ever. Let me switch my. I'm looking at the wrong screen. So there we go. Looks much better now. All right.
I feel like the last 2 weeks have been busier and longer.
Yeah. Oh, you just
really?
John just woke up. These kids nowadays.
Yeah, I was dying after work today, so I had to take a nap.
I can understand that. All right, here we go. I think I have the chats on. You make sure everything else is working. It says 4 chats. Okay, there we go. 4 chats. It says read only. Why do they say read? For some reason, my Facebook chats only say read only, which I don't understand. I don't know. I thought I had this cleared up. Yeah, these newfangled computers.
I think by the time we get this all figured out, they'll have a different app to use.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I got Toga coming in. I don't know if you guys know Toga.
I do.
I've met him from a distance. We've never spent a lot of time hanging out.
He's like the toy god when it comes to Star Wars toys. So I figured I'd ask him and see if he wanted to jump in. But here, let me see if I can turn his camera's not on. Toga, your camera's not on. We have to see your Toga face. All right.
Togally?
I hear you, but I don't see you. Ah, there he is.
Is it in now?
Yeah, we see it. Yeah, there you go. So I have. Let me make sure I have everything set up. Today we are gonna. Well, I feel like I'm doing Ken's job because Ken's always the one that keeps everyone on track on his show, right?
I do my darndest.
You do a good job. You do it. You keep those guys. That's a rowdy group to keep in line. All right, let me see. I got, according to this, okay, it's all right, and the chat is on. So Jason, okay, I don't, the chat's not coming up on our stream, but I did see that Mr. Stetler put some chat on, so it's working. If you're on YouTube, I think the YouTube chat will come on. So we'll introduce ourselves for our audience of, I don't know how many right now, but I'm Mike Hinton. I don't know. I don't really. Do we even have a name for what we call this yet?
It hasn't been officially mentioned. No, I think maybe we should at some point come up with a name.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll come up with a name one of these days.
Yeah, Toga, you've just entered that kind of show, just so you're aware.
Yeah. And so I'm Mike. I'm Zoe's dad. For years, I was just known as the guy who brought the Jawas. And I'm going to put the YouTube channel and our Facebook. You guys introduce yourselves, tell a little bit about yourselves, why I put the YouTube channel in the Facebook link for these people.
Sure. So I'm Ken. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Forces Behind Star Wars podcast. It's a podcast where a bunch of old guys get together and talk about the inspirations for the movies, the makers, and what we, the fans, have created from those shows. I'm also an official member of the Mandalorian Mercs. My character's name is Kenix Gar Kabur, which is Mandoa for Kenix, your protector. So that's my intro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm John. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
really
Nice.
don't really have much to follow up on that. I am a co-host on this show and this show alone. I'm not on any other podcast or a part of any official group as of yet. But yeah, I'm here.
Well, my name is Tolga. In Facebook, I'm Tolga Acto. It's my Jedi name. I'm a Star Wars collector. I costume for Star Wars almost 9 years now. I'm also a collector. I recently opened TikTok and recently opened YouTube channel called Corellian Toys. But I'm that guy.
And Toga, you can put your YouTube channel in your name. I forget how you can edit it, but if you want to put any of your contact in your little name blurb right there, that little red circle, I think you can go in and change that. And to speak on these introductions, John does a very good Din Djarin, and he's working on a Stormtrooper. Ken's show, anyone that's interested in toys, Ken, your show is the first show that made me really give a crap about the old toys. Like when I hear those guys, because you interviewed a bunch of the guys who worked for Kenner and did a lot of that, and I never realized I cared that much about the old toys until I listened to your show. So
yeah, they weren't just some guys that worked at Kenner. They were some of the guys who were the original creators of the Star Wars toys. So we're talking Jim Swearingen and some of the, a couple other gentlemen that worked closely with him. So they were the ones that helped bring all of this stuff, into our homes and into our lives.
Yes. And so I highly recommend listening to that show. And I know John is working on it, possibly a podcast or something. I got ideas for him that I got to talk to him about later. And then Toga, if anyone gets to see videos of your house and your collection, they would be amazed. Also your Mandalorian costume with the wolf, that's a sight to behold too.
Yeah. I try to put my address on chat. I'm wondering how can I do that? I'm on my phone, so it's kind of.
Yeah. We'll have to get it. What you have to do is send me the information, and then we can post it up either later, or I can post it in the chat. Or if you go on the YouTube channel link I put, let me see if I can show it. Here's the YouTube channel link right here. If you post it in that, I know that'll come through on the stream.
Okay.
So we're just learning this. This is like week 4, maybe we've done this.
Roughly speaking, yeah.
Yeah. And it always goes really well until we start looking at inflatable Millennium Falcon.
Which I did show to my wife, and she said, "Yeah, no, I'm not getting that for my birthday. As no matter how much I ask for it."
Unfortunately.
And just to be fair too, I do want to make sure to go back to one of the things I said a little bit ago about the guys we talked with. I want to make sure that the other two gentlemen that we interviewed get their props because they deserve it. One of them was Tim Effler, and the other one was Tom Osborne. I want to make sure that they get the credit that's due to them for helping to design some of the incredible things that all of us have on our shelves or have had in our toy boxes or whatever over the past many years.
Yeah, and that again, I can't understate how much people should listen to your show with the toy, with everything, with the toy part, that passion that came across on your show. So, but today we're going to talk about toys. So I know Ken's going to keep us on track, but I was trying to think back. You sent those videos to us, and with the commercials. And I realized I don't think I'd seen most of those commercials in color because we had a black and white television when I was a kid. So, I mean, I know that makes me sound older than dirt, but we had a black and white TV, and I realized I had not seen those commercials in color.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So,
and before we show any of those video clips, I am curious. I'd love to hear from all of you, like, what your connection, fascination, interest is in the Star Wars toys. Like, what is it about them that you get so excited about to either have them still or remember playing with them? What is it about them that you feel like sharing with the world?
Well, I'll start, but we also should remember our old toys are way different than probably John's old toys.
I wouldn't go that far. I
Okay.
still played with the Kenner toys.
Okay, good. Okay. Well, I tell you what, Ken. So for me, when Star Wars hit, I was in that transition. I was 9, and I grew up with hand-me-down GI Joes and stuff like that. Like my neighbors give my grandparents all these toys, and I just played with the big GI Joes. The really big ones with the fuzzy hair and stuff. But I got them where they were like missing an arm, or like they didn't have the right pants. It was all like a mismatch. And when Star Wars came out, I made that transition. It was like I got the Star Wars figures I could. And does anyone remember Micronauts?
Goodness, yeah.
I got Micronauts too because they were just so cheap. They were cheap toys, and you couldn't get all the Star Wars toys. So that's and then I literally I had the original 12. I was thinking about this when you showed those videos. So my total collection of I had the original 12 plus an extra Jawa, an extra Death Star Commander, whatever they called them, and an extra C-3PO. And then I had Yoda from The Empire Strikes Back. And I think I had both Hans, big head and little head Han. The Sand Speeder and the TIE Fighter. I never had any other of the older toys when I was a kid. That just, I got the first wave, and once they went over $2 a figure, my grandmother wouldn't get them for me anymore.
Which is just amazing to think about, especially when you look at the not counting third-party sellers, even in the stores today. Like the other day, I saw a Black Series 6-inch figure for $32.
Yeah. So that's my and my initial was I just sat and played with them at my grandmother's kitchen table because I didn't have any siblings with me at the time, and that was my initial playing with the figures. So sorry for going first, but I get
How about you, John? And then we'll go to Toga.
Well, I mean, when I first got into Star Wars, I was at my grandparents' house, and I watched The Empire Strikes Back just on a whim. And then, I told my grandma, I'm like, hey, I saw this movie. I thought it was really cool. And she's like, oh, you're in for a treat. Your dad loved this movie. Pulls out a box of his original toys. So I had I had the 12-inch Darth Vader and Chewbacca, the Gentle Giant Kenner toys.
Yeah.
And then I had his Jawa and his Stormtrooper. And then so those were the first figures that I played with, but the first ones that were just given to me that weren't hand-me-down, I will never forget. I still have it. I had an original Kenner Boba Fett. It was the first one I opened on that Christmas morning. And then I had the Kenner Pilot Luke and the Power of the Force X-Wing. Those are the first toys that really got me playing with Star Wars toys.
Oh, I did have I mail ordered for my Fett. I do remember that. I cut all the stupid circles out.
Nice.
How about you, Toga?
I was born in '77. My dad is a sci-fi freak. He actually loved John Wayne movies. He likes Star Wars, Star Trek, and it was the first movie I seen. I was a baby, and I was 6 years old. And I grew up in Turkey, 4 years old till 18 years old, and in first year in elementary school, there's a little bookshop across the street from my elementary school. And one day I just went to that little bookshop, and I have like a little bit money in my pocket from my grandfather gave me. And I walk in, and they have these guys. This is fake, by the way. And this was my second figure when I was a kid. and my first one was the Stormtrooper, and I destroyed tons of these guys in Turkey when I was a kid. I wish I never did, but and I finally find the fake one. There's a guy in the Facebook Marketplace. He makes some nice fake ones. So, but yeah, Stormtrooper was one of my first character, and I love Stormtroopers. They're my best character after Chewbacca in Star Wars.
That's
But
so cool. So I was now. You said that
after
there's a guy who makes the fake ones now.
Yeah, there's a guy in Facebook Marketplace. He make the cart bags, bunch of old cart bags, and he makes some custom figures. This is a custom one. He do have plenty of the Uzai custom ones. He charges like $16-17 for a figure, which is not bad, and the quality is super awesome.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, but I mean, till I bought this house, my house in 2006, I don't have that much big collection. I have a couple pieces. After I bought the house, this is what happened, and this is just one of my rooms, and I do have like it just keep growing and growing. I do toy hunting. Find good deals on clearance stuff and thrift shopping. And most of the people in Morgantown call me Star Wars guys in thrift shops. They actually keep the Star Wars stuff for me. So when I went there, they're like, "Oh, Star Wars guys are here." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm right here." So yeah, just today I find a bunch of good stuff, but you can't stop. Once you start collecting, it's just a bad habit.
Or a good habit if it makes you happy.
A good habit too. Yeah, exactly.
We definitely have to shop with Toga. That's impressive.
Oh, when he shows his hauls on Facebook, I can't believe it. Like it's
what?
It's ridiculous. When you show the stuff you find, when you show, when you post up, it's crazy how cool that stuff is.
Yeah, I went to store today. I'll find some nice cards. They're in the car right now. But I mean, thrift shopping, you can find awesome stuff, and you never know what you can find. Like I find some cards from 77 today in my local shop, and they're nice, and it's nice to find good old vintage stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Ken, you got to give us your intro, and then before we move to everyone else, Jake did ask a question. We'll get to that once. Ken, you give us your intro to figs.
Yeah. So I was born in 75, so I don't remember seeing the first movie. However, I do remember getting some of the Return of the Jedi toys and some of the Empire Strikes Back toys. And I didn't have any ships when I was a kid. I had the ATST, the chicken walker, the one where you push the button on the back and its legs moved.
Right.
I had the Dagobah playset. I remember getting that.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
And an Obi-Wan Kenobi and a Darth Vader that had the lightsaber in their arms.
Yep.
So, when I was growing up, I spent some time with my dad and sometimes with my mom. And so when I was with my mom, it was all the G.I. Joe toys and the mask toys. When I was with my dad, it was the Star Wars toys. So we made sure that the properties kept separated. I didn't bring my Star Wars toys to my mom's house. I didn't bring my G.I. Joe toys to my dad's house. But I do remember like being out in the yard, and because at that time my siblings were all younger than me, and most of them are girls. So I would be making up stories and stuff in the yard with sticks and twigs and rocks and all sorts of stuff, because I didn't have a lot of the toys, but I'd do all sorts of different stuff in the yard just to stay busy and to be away from the rest of my siblings.
Try this.
Yeah, well, that's that, like, I think I posted the chat up earlier. Someone said they made movies with them, and I tried to make movies with the figures, but when I'm apparently, again, the old guy. But we only had 8mm cameras, so you couldn't like film. You could film, but then you had to buy the film, and I didn't have a big cash flow when I was like 9 years old. But now to Jake's question, my first ship was the land speeder. That was my first ship for the longest time, and then I think I told you guys last time I got a TIE fighter from the Amish Dent and Scratch store in Honeybrook, Pennsylvania. That's the only ships I ever had when I was a kid. What was your first ship, John?
Mine was the Power of the Force X-Wing, and I think I had a Kenner TIE fighter to go with it.
How about yours, Toga? Oh, wait.
Oh,
Jake,
the mini rigs.
It was my first.
that was your first, right? Oh,
That
yeah.
was my first with the Snowtrooper. But and I don't have any ship when I grew up because they don't have a lot of ships in Turkey in Uzay series or any of the regular Star Wars stuff. That's the only one they actually release on Uzay when they have it in there.
How about you, Ken? What was your first?
That you had from when you were a kid, or did you pick it up?
No. I don't have anything in here from my childhood. They're all in Turkey, and since I bought the house, I collect bunch of my vintage stuff back. They're all
This is another room, guys.
in here. No. This is not the other room. The other room is. I'll take you guys to the other room. This is my hallway,
Oh, okay.
and
Of course, it's just a hallway.
What was wrong with
my little YouTube station right here.
All right.
And this is my box stuff room, and this room is not house right now. Sorry about the mess, but this is the little problem room I have. But my helmets
Oh man, I love that Greedo.
I love
Yeah.
the Cody.
and
We may have to
There's-
do an intervention.
some of my vintage stuff is
Oh, stop it.
here. And I do have this Goldies right here.
Oh, you only got 3?
I only have 2.
You did 9 movies. You should have 9.
And the
One for
cosplay
every
room.
movie.
Sorry, this room is kind of little messy, but all the helmets I have, same as Mike's. I do have some blasters and my 3D printers and my costumes. But I do have, recently I built the Han Solo in Carbonite, and Mike knows that because they do make some little small ones,
Yeah, I
and
made
they're
the
really
picture.
nice. This is my 3D print droid, R2Q5,
Nice.
and that's my
Okay.
Han, the big boy. And I do
Does
have
it light
a
up?
little gong droid. It lights up. The panels are not like very, very accurate. I want to change it later on, but it's a basically easy house build.
Oh, you should be embarrassed. Like, I can't believe you would show
Yeah.
that to the world.
Ken, did we figure out what was your first ship?
My first ship?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It was just the ATST.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I may have at one point had the land speeder, but I don't. My cousins had some Star Wars toys too, and we'd often. I would somehow find them in my house,
No, okay.
even though my Star Wars toys, stayed at my dad's house.
That's my little
But
girl.
now as an adult, I have more ships than I'm willing to admit on record.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I don't know if that if anything will seem as drastic after seeing Toga's collection here.
Yeah, I don't have any. I feel like my room is not even worthy of being on camera now.
Right.
Yeah, other day I have a webcam.
It's like Rancho Obi-Wan Jr.
I met with Steven and I told him my friends call me the Rancho Tolga, and he started laughing We have a picture together.
You
But
you could charge people to walk through there and look. I bet.
I need a bigger house. Yeah. But
Toga Sand Suite.
Yeah.
I mean, the other day I have a call with Turkish Garrison about costumes and all that other stuff, and we start talking, and I give them a tour inside of the house, and they're like, "You don't want to show your house because people might just break it up." This is one of my pride. I love this thing.
And with the pit, show them the pit. Show them the actual pit. Pull it down to the pit. There you go.
Wow.
I did.
Does it have the beak?
Those are the Legos. There's my Death Star. Dude. Oh, there's a dog. Mine is right here. And that's my autograph room. And
Oh, you got the big Yoda too.
That's the other guy. Mike, you never seen my collection, right? You never in my house.
No,
Yeah, that's my dog bargain. Those are my 12-inch figures. And there's more 12. These are just came in yesterday. The Black Series. I got the new Boba Fett beef Fortuna. And got a couple of them from GameStop. The pre-orders in. But yeah, and
every
sorry.
room just gets. Remember, he only had 2 rooms.
This is the last room, I swear. And these are my Black Series and my couple pops and my Razor Crest. And there's a Star Destroyer here. And that's about it. That's my collection.
That is an awesome.
I'm just going to take my headphones off, gently back out of frame, and close.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I was thinking, since we were supposed to do this toy one last week, and we, with all the stuff, I was thinking about the 2 things that I remember the most about the vintage toys, and it's not even the toys themselves; it's the boxes. The boxes and the displays that they came in, and I put it as our background the old Sears and JCPenney's catalogs. Like you would look in those and that's what I remember the most, because like the toy stores were so packed with Star Wars stuff, and I would just stand in there while my grandmother went shopping. I was just allowed to stand in the toy aisle, and I would just walk back and forth looking at all the different boxes and that box art.
Yeah, I just done the toy hunt video. I'm gonna edit it and post it on YouTube. But literally, like when you go to Target, Walmart, there's nothing in there. I mean, I'm really sad about kids in this generation because they can't find any toys. Yeah. I mean, they can't find G.I. Joes and all the other ones, but there's no Star Wars toys.
Well, yeah. Well, like when we were kids, the toys were geared towards us. Like they were geared towards the 7 to I played with them a little longer than I probably should have, and age-wise. But I don't know. What do you think, Ken?
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, if you think back then, the toys were built to be opened up and played with, and I don't think they anticipated, kids holding on to the card backs, with the exception of the ones that had the different figures, because they could use that like the catalog. They hold the card back of this figure. It's like, oh, I need these 4 more for the whole set or whatever. Right. And in my case, it was just that, and the catalogs were just sources of depression, because I knew that I would look at them over and over and over again, and it was very unlikely that I would end up getting all of them. But nowadays, I mean, to your point about the boxes and stuff, now they're gorgeous boxes with decent printing and all sorts of stuff. It's almost like they're designed not to be opened. They're designed to be held in its completeness.
Well, and John, you would have grown up during the Clone Wars, like other than the vintage years when that era of the Clone Wars cartoon was almost like a resurgence of just beautiful Star Wars toy boxes.
Yeah, I think my first real like memory of like seeing Star Wars toys in stores would be Revenge of the Sith. So I'll always remember the nice flame effect on all the boxes. So, and I think I really think that's what started this kind of wave of, very, very pretty and stylized designs on all the boxes. Or at least that's what sticks out to me in my brain.
Yeah, I always like, I know a lot of people like to make fun of the power of the Force, like the buff ones. But I remember that was the first set that came out with those boxes of 3, like in a diorama. So if you didn't want to open it up, you would have like Han and Luke in Stormtrooper gear leading Chewie down a hallway. You could just sit it on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bunch of those. They had, Han, Leia, and Chewbacca under the Falcon with the Mynock. They had the 3 dancers in Jabba's palace.
Yep.
I even think there was one.
There was buying of the droids, Uncle Owen, and that was like a weird time because they came out with all those that you could tell were meant not to be opened. But then they also came out with the ones of the Cantina where you had to open them up and snap the bar together, and it give you the Cantina bar.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
Yep.
And there, when Zoe was little, I just remember at the peak of the Clone Wars, she was probably 9 or something, 8 or 9. It was like you would see an episode of the Clone Wars, and it was almost like perfectly timed. The next week, there'd be a bunch of stuff that went with that episode, and there would be those same box sets of you could get like the droid, the yellow droid, Goldie, that betrayed him and stuff. And Target killed me because they would always do like 3 for like 18, and I'd be like, okay, I got to get them. I can't just buy 2.
Yeah, I remember when the Clone Wars was in full swing. My dad didn't really care for the Clone Wars when it was during its original run. So just by proxy, I didn't watch it or pay too much attention to it at the time. But I do remember at the exact same time they were doing the first wave of the vintage collection where you had the Kenner style card backs. And I remember those were the figures that he and I would go out every week and see, okay, do they have, Echo Base Han or Bespin Luke?
Yep.
And so I do remember those coming out at the exact same time where they would have a new figure almost every week.
That was the golden age for all the vehicles and all the other stuff too. I mean, Clone Wars vehicles are the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they were like the. I think I picked up a couple ships from you, Toga, but because we had a bunch of ships here when the girls were little, and then they were done with them, and so I didn't want my kids to be pack rats, so we sold some and bought new and this and that, and then we sold ones they didn't want to sell, so then you have to go back and buy them again, so but I think like my girls, when they got old enough to play with action figures, I showed them my original 12. And they didn't really like them, because they weren't cool like the new ones. So I wound up selling those and buying them like a giant wave of figures. I was like, I wish I wouldn't have. The only one I regret selling was my original Boba Fett. I do miss him, but I think I'm just going to 3D print one of the life-size ones and put it in here. That's my plan.
Right. Marty did a couple of them.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what gave me the idea. So I'm going to get the file and just print a nice life-size Boba Fett action figure. I'm getting more like the way I'm doing stuff. I'm getting the small stuff is starting to go away for me. Like my next clearance is all my pops.
Right.
Zoe says pops are the precious moment dolls for nerds.
Oh yeah, or the what were the was it precious moments? Those little Cupid things or whatever. The
with the big head. Dolls? Yeah, that everyone's aunt or grandma had in a curio cabinet.
Yeah, well, Toga, I don't know about you, but Mike, I know you at least have 2 good nerds to bid on those pops when you get rid of them.
Well, I don't think most of mine. I haven't looked at what I have, but I I have to look at what I have. I'm just again, it's as I start building stuff, I'm running out of space for the little stuff, you know. So, but before we get more toy talk, has anyone? How many are you going to Celebration, Toga?
I'm not sure yet. I talked with Marty today, but I'm kind of debating, but not sure. I might.
How about you, Ken?
No, we had to do a hard no on that this year. Heather's godson is getting married at Disney, and so we're arranging a trip down there for his wedding, and we're gonna stay longer to celebrate our anniversary down there. So this year we're not gonna do Celebration.
John, you going? You're not going to Celebration.
No, Anaheim was a very hard place to agree to.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hoping it comes back to Florida, or I still like Chicago. I thought Chicago was a lot of fun.
I think Chicago was the best one out of my last 3 celebrations. I mean, 2015 we went to Anaheim, then we went to Orlando, and both of them has a bunch of problems with entrance, and like Anaheim, they only open one door for 25,000 people, and literally I have a table duty at 10 o'clock in Rebel Legion table, and I can get in at 12 o'clock. Yeah. And it was bad. And Anaheim is very expensive than Orlando and Chicago for sure.
Yeah. Well, I like Chicago just because it made everyone just have to hang out there. Like it was kind of like the Steel City of Celebration. Like I liked Orlando, but man, Orlando, everything is like 3 times as far from everything. Yeah. Like I looked on the map, we're like, oh, we'll just park here. It was like a 45-minute walk every day, you know. But I mean, I'm still not going to complain.
Yeah, Chicago is definitely more palatable for me.
Yeah, it was fun. Just driving, it just saved me so much money, you know, because I don't go by myself, so I take my family. So travel expenses is 4 times what everyone has to pay, you know.
Yeah.
But as for the toys, so I the ones John mentioned it when you said the really big ones that they remade to, what were they called?
Gentle Giants.
Gentle Giant.
Yeah, I always liked those. I never had money when those things first came out. Like when I forget which one they started with. But I always thought those were kind of cool. The original big ones, there was no way I was getting any of the big Star Wars figures.
You're talking about the life size ones, right, Mike?
No. But they made those. They made. They were like 2 foot tall. I've seen the statues, which are really cool.
Yeah. They're releasing R2D2 now, life size. It's supposed to come out sometime soon.
Yeah, they had him. He was at Celebration Chicago. They had him at their stand.
Oh, okay. I just seen the commercial.
Yeah.
Not.
That's out of my price range.
Yeah.
I'll 3D print a droid.
Yeah.
So let's see. We want to watch a commercial, right? So I pulled up Ken. I pulled this one up. Now we don't have to watch them all, but it's like a mashup of 40 minutes of all the commercials. So we're not going to watch 40 minutes. That would be a super boring show. But let me see if I can.
I don't know. You'd be surprised because some of them they just roll into each other. They're wonderful.
Yeah, let me see if I. Whoops, hang on. I was doing this so well last time, and then here we go. Share my screen.
Nice.
There it is. If it wants to play, is the sound coming through? Where's my sound? Got the sound turned off.
They're the Star Wars Early Bird set of figures. These action figures are not yet available, but this Star Wars Early Bird certificate package is in stores with this colorful Star Wars picture display stand and certificate.
That was not happening at my house. My grandparents did not go for the buying of a box of nothing.
The Star Wars Early Bird certificate package, new from Canada.
I love that idea. So as an adult, looking back on it from a historic perspective, it's so cool and funny how that was successful.
Yep.
With R2D2 and C3PO, there's even Chewbacca and Han Solo.
That's Little Head Han.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. Now
The kid already lost her gun.
with us.
Darth Vader, R2-D2, C-3PO, and other Kenner Star Wars action figures sold separately.
From Kenner's
These are the ones I would never have been able to get.
large-sized Darth Vader with his lightsaber. Princess Leia, champion of the Rebel cause, with her defender Luke Skywalker. You can swing him into action on his grappling hook. And load Chewbacca's laser crossbow. Star Wars large-size action figures, up to 15 inches tall and ready for action.
Nice.
Large-size.
Wait, pause it for a second. So they've got Luke Skywalker doing his gymnast routine, like going into a full, like Jean-Claude Van Damme split.
Yeah, I didn't know what that. I'm gonna let the commercial play while we talk. Let me get back to turn our source off. Yeah, I don't know what action he was. That was what he was ready for, but that was a little insane, I think.
I mean, if you go back in history to when that early bird special came out, unfortunately, people today think Star Wars has always been a huge success, but way back then it was a gamble. I mean, George Lucas and the whole team went to all of these different toy manufacturers trying to get them to build these toys for the movie, and nobody wanted to do it. It wasn't until that small company Kenner decided to go with it. And Jim Swearingen, the guy that we were able to talk with a few months ago, he was involved in that work. And when he read the script, he told his boss that they had to make these toys. And unfortunately, because of the timing of it all, they just did not have the time to prototype and get those toys made to be on store shelves for Christmas of '77. That's why they had to do that whole early bird thing, and the toys didn't come out until later.
Well, and that's why I was starting with Micronauts, because I had gotten some Micronauts, and then we just walked into. We had Jamesway. I don't know if they have Jamesway around where you guys were at, but it's like a poor man's Kmart, and we walked in Jamesway, and I remember seeing. I went home with 2 Jawas, Chewbacca, and a Stormtrooper. That's what I went home with. So yeah, again, I plug Ken's show again. That's the show you want to check out, because with all of that, just hearing that, you never know you're interested in the toys that way until I listen to you guys talk about just the creation of the toys and all that stuff. So,
that was episode 19 of our show.
Yeah, but you talked about but even your two of your hosts, didn't they? But you always bring in the toy part to a certain point, right? Because your show was conceived in a toy aisle, right? In Target, at least in my recollection of your history.
Yes, that is how the story happened. So, this may come as a surprise to you guys, but when I'm not talking about Star Wars, I'm looking for Star Wars stuff. And one night, Heather and I were out on a date, and we were in Target and doing some Friday night shopping, and we walked into the toy aisle, and we bumped into this guy in the toy aisle looking for Star Wars toys, and just got to talking. And then all of a sudden I noticed that he had a Celebration bracelet on, and I showed him my Celebration bracelet. And next thing you know, Anthony and I are pals, and we're coming up with the story for our podcast. So
Nice.
Star Wars brings people together, and toy hunting brings people together.
Definitely.
Well, one of my things when I was a kid, I wanted the Droid Factory. I think it was like an exclusive through Sears or something like that, And I finally got one during pandemic. I bought one, but that was one of those things I hunted for. And besides that, my other favorite one was the collector case that had that nice artwork on it.
The plastic one?
Yeah,
not the folding one, but more like the vinyl plastic.
It was like a vinyl plastic, and I think they made one for each of the movies, and it had a specific type of artwork on it.
They also have the fake ones too.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Space Wars or something like that. Space Worlds or something.
Yeah.
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 There were so many spin-offs and knockoffs of Star Wars toys. And for me, what's also really, really interesting about the toys, a lot of folks don't put this together, but the toys early on helped fund the rest of the movies.
Yep. Yep.
You know, so when they had Star Wars, you know, George had ideas for more movies, but didn't necessarily have the funding for them. So he thought by merchandising these things and selling posters and T-shirts and toys, he might be able to earn up enough money so he could make the movies that he wanted to make. And so the movies were made much on the success of the sales of the toys. You know, millions and millions and millions of action figures around the world helped fund Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Well,
So that was like Kickstarter before Kickstarter was a thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, and to that point, I recently saw an interview with George Lucas about the merchandising and him retaining the merchandising rights is how he was able to secure the net profit from The Empire Strikes Back. He
Yeah.
gave 20th Century Fox the distribution rights, but what happened is it was for Star Wars A New Hope, it was 50-50 for the net profits, because 20th Century Fox is like, well, we're funding this movie, you know, we get half, you get half. So then obviously Lucas retains the merchandising rights, and then he uses that to fund The Empire Strikes Back. And when he walked into 20th Century Fox and was negotiating for The Empire Strikes Back, they're like, well, why do you get 100% of the net profits? And it's like, well, your argument was, well, we're paying for it, so we get half. Well, I've since secured that base. I'm also making the movie, so you've lost out on your half of the net profit.
Yeah. Well, and so
yeah, he was a rebel before.
Yeah. Well, and I also think the toys did a bigger thing than just giving him money. And we talked about this a little bit last time. They were some of the first commercials that didn't make you recreate the movies. Like if you watch the commercials, they don't say, "Look, here's Han going," you know, this. They have new adventures, and it got. I think that's what got burnt into, and maybe it's why some people get mad when the movies or shows don't go how they want or the books don't go how they want, is because we were told to make our own stories of everything that was in between. With those toys. You know, because I had plenty of toys when I was growing up, but those Star Wars toys are really, you know, they're etched in. Like if you watch G.I. Joe, you had a G.I. Joe commercial that showed you how to, you know, who was good and who was bad and stuff like that. But those Star Wars commercials, they didn't really have anything to do other than the actual pieces had anything to do with that. So, and someone says, I love the commercials. We grabbed them off of YouTube, but
yeah, somebody had to have recorded them or something. That's how we got them out.
There's tons of good copies out there, and then there's a Netflix show.
The Toys That Made Us.
They have a lot of good clips, but I know like even Steve Sansweet, I think he has some of the commercials saved. Like and at Celebration, really? he has the room set up. You know, if you're in California, if you can ever go visit Rancho Obi-Wan. I know it's like a donation and stuff, but he does good work with just the stuff he saves. There was an old book in the 90s, and I had it, I don't know where it got to, called Tomart's Guide to Star Wars. And it was a catalog of pretty much all the old Star Wars stuff up to like 1992. And, you know, but yeah, I mean, the only toy I disliked as a kid, the Star Wars toy, was I refused to play with Lando Calrissian. I was so mad at the end of Empire that he betrayed Han. Like my brain did not I'm a pretty forgiving adult, but as a kid, I refused to play with him when people brought him over. I hated Lando.
Is that why he's a shelf warmer now?
Huh?
Is that why he's a shelf warmer now?
Yeah.
He's on every shelf.
No, but I like Lando now. But I mean, at the time, like it was like he took Han's car, he took his clothes, and he took his dog. You know, and just, you know.
And according to Family Guy, he took his cologne too.
Yeah. So now, like the new, but when I was a kid, I just, oh man, I would not play with Lando.
One of the other things that's also cool about the toys is they made toys not just of the main story characters. All those Cantina aliens and the star, the Death Star officer and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
and unfortunately for me as a person who got toys, as an adult, I figured that they would make, especially in today's environment or recent environment, that they would only make the important characters. So I went out when The Force Awakens was in theaters. I went out and got Constable Zubio because I thought that character must be something. And then I don't even know if Constable Zubio ever made it on the screen.
Only like a couple of seconds.
That'll be a re-release, like
maybe
20 years from now. It'll be the special edition. They'll put in Constable Zubio. Yeah, that was what was weird with because I remember I had Hammerhead. I liked like when I was a kid, my go-to figures were the ones that would stand up. I hate because like C-3PO, I loved him, but once you played with him a while, he wouldn't stand to save your life. But the Hammerhead guy always stood up. But like, and it's weird
because he had the big feet.
Yeah, it's weird the figures they picked though. Like if you look at the first 12. I want to know what footage they showed the toy makers to decide which figures to make. Because
I think it was Cantina. I really think it was mostly the Cantina that they showed.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, like I don't know. There was no Tarkin. There was no Tarkin at all who had almost as much screen time, more screen time than most of the Cantina characters combined. So
yeah, and kind of to that point, as an adult,
this guy.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
They have actually every toy, every figure on this. I mean, I'm pretty sure almost all of them from 83 on this one, but they put it on Endor, Hot, and Tatooine. They're all mixed up together.
Oh, that's pretty. I never seen that poster. That's cool.
Yeah, I luckily there's this girl selling a bunch of stuff, little close to my house, and she's selling her father's stuff from his childhood, and I find the original poster, little bit folded, but it's the original movie poster from Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
That and bunch of cards, like the figure cards and everything. And you guys not gonna believe, I got the Sandcrawler, original Sandcrawler, still working, original R2D2, and bunch of figures. I'll pay $45, guys.
Shut up. You're not allowed to tell those stories, Toga.
We gotta mute him.
Stop.
Yeah. It was a steal. I just left, like, I get the stuff from her, get in my car, start driving. I seriously screamed like a kid inside of my car. I'm like, yes, yes.
Toga, no. That's one Black Series. I was telling them earlier that I saw a Black Series figure, one Black Series figure in the store for $30-something. So you're telling me you got these vintage things, this Smaug's horde of vintage figures for $45? I thought we were going to be friends, but I'm not sure if we could really be friends. We could be associates.
Let me get the box real quick. Show you some. All these actually come with that. Those are all in his collection. Ghostbusters original card backs. There is a Jaws poster. Those are all the real ones.
Oh, nice.
Those are like promo cards, right?
Yeah. They're real ones too. There's a bunch of Ghostbusters, Star Wars ones, and there's this one. This is actually surprisingly nice too. Original Jaws 3D poster. It was in his collection. Hopefully, I'm not boring you guys. I'm showing stuff, but
no, you're just making us jealous. That's all.
Oh, there you go. That's the hard stuff to find. That's an Y-wing. Nice.
There was in that collection. There's a bunch of Burger King posters and Burger King card backs. These guys, I don't know. You guys remember those? Those are actually from Burger King too, far as I know.
Oh, man.
The small card backs for the standees. They have the Death Star, the Bounty Hunters, the collector packs, and seriously, like, and Mike, you're just talking about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it was a steal. I mean, this year I can't find anything. It's people hardly selling any Star Wars right now.
Do you ever feel bad?
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
do you ever feel like you've committed some sort of moral crime by giving somebody $45 for a gold bar?
It's better than ending up in Goodwill and getting destroyed, though. I mean, some of the
Oh, so
toys
you're
go
doing her a service.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel seriously bad when I see vintage stuff in Goodwill and they get just destroyed. I mean, it's good thing kids playing with those toys, but as a collector, like when I see anything vintage getting break or destroyed, dude, I want to cry.
Well, how about
It is
remember that guy that was melting all his figures because he was mad about the Force Awakens? He was melting them into a giant.
Oh, I've seen that. Tons of vintage. Like he got like 2,000 of them in aquarium, and he just put in some kind of
Resin or something, right?
yeah. Sad.
Hey, Marty's on.
I'm sending Marty a link. I didn't know if he was done working, so I'm sending Marty a link. Let me see if it works. See if whoops, that's the wrong link. Don't go there.
I will say that I'm so glad that YouTube exists and allows us to get in the Wayback Time Machine to watch these commercials from the 70s.
Yeah, definitely.
There, Marty, I sent you a link. We'll lose one person, but we'll lose one spectator. We of our two. It doesn't tell me how many people are on Facebook or anything like that, but yeah, Lego. Let's see, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Oh yeah, let's see. And someone said Kevin said their favorite was a Gamorrean Guard. Yeah, again, I was out of the action figure there, and then I got back into them when Power of the Force came out. Was when I kind of got back into like noticing figures. You know, they started coming out again in was that the late 90s, I think, when Power of the Force came back out. The big
I thought it was early 90s. It was the 90s, that's for sure.
95, 96 around there.
Yeah, when they first started coming out, I mean, I liked the Boba Fett. I mean, I know they were all a little buff, but they were nice. Like they were coming out with some hard to find figures. They weren't any more buff than the figures at the time. Like all the figures were buff.
Yeah.
Well, they had to compete with He-Man.
Yeah.
And the Masters of the Universe line.
I missed out on He-Man. That was my cousin. I watched He-Man because it was on when I was in high school while I was waiting to go to work. So it was I watched it, but it was a little after my time. Plus, I tend to just focus on one thing in Star Wars. Really, Star Wars, D&D, and Spider-Man pretty much took over my life. And then there for a while, Cars. I was into Cars. I mean, I still am, but not
The movie.
No, Cars, actual driving. Here we are. We have Chewbacca joining us. Marty.
Hey, Marty.
What's up, Mr.
Hello.
Marty?
Howdy.
Let me turn my camera. There we go.
Yeah,
Hey, Marty.
Hello. What's up, Joe?
wait a minute, we hear someone.
There's the camera. Hold on a second. Let me turn this.
I was doing that last week.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, we were just talking about Star Wars toys tonight.
Yeah, I heard. I'm watching you. There we go.
What's your memory of Star Wars toys?
Always that my neighbor got all the good stuff, and then I could get a few things at the. No, wait. Am I on a delay?
No, you might be listening through the wrong one. You're the actual broadcast is on a delay. So if you're listening to the broadcast, you'll get a delay. That's why I've.
Yeah. No. Now I'm okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Cool. So no. Hello.
Yeah.
No, I just remember I was late to the game and I got him in my Empire Strikes Back. Was when I could get some of my. I still have my Empire Strikes Back stuff.
Yeah, what was that one you just found when you were cleaning up?
My meditation chamber, the Star Destroyer with the meditation chamber for Darth Vader's meditation chamber. I have like the Hoth gun turret. I have an X-wing fighter original with the box, and just a lot of my action figures and all the guns. I just put them all in the little Vader container and hadn't opened them in like 30 years.
Don't tell Toga he'll come offer you $45 for them. He'll offer.
You mean $4 or $5, not 45. He'll offer you $4 or $5.
He's checking the 501st obituaries to call them.
He's the king of the flea market deals.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
have you ever elbowed anybody out of the way to get to a good deal?
No, I didn't. I did get elbowed though in flea market, but New Jersey is the best place to find good stuff. They have crazy stuff in there, dude. My cousin lives in New Jersey, and every time I go to Jersey, I find crazy good deals. I mean, crazy.
I'm
in Jersey, and I don't find the crazy good deals. Which part of Jersey are you talking about?
Rutherford, New Jersey. I mean, every time I go there, I come back with a bunch of stuff, and I don't even spend over $100 for the stuff. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I guess I'm in the wrong part of town.
Facebook Market, I'm telling you, you should check the Facebook Market.
Maury, what was your first vehicle? Did you have any vehicles?
Just the fighters. You know, like I didn't have the Millennium Falcon. I had the X-wing fighter, and I had the Cloud City pods. So Cloud, yeah.
Oh, the dual seat.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, the tank, or what are they? The troop transports?
Yeah.
That they use on Rebels and they used on the Mandalorian. When I was a kid, like no one wanted them. They were like, if you got that was like your uncle who knew you liked Star Wars, and they just bought that for you.
Yeah, it was like a shoebox.
Yeah.
The new one they released is pretty nice, very detailed, and it is a nice piece.
What? Oh yeah. I have the tank from Rogue One. I think I got it at Ollie's for like $10 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I'm not much into the toys as much. I'm trying to weed it out and get bigger stuff. Marty, I think Toga needs a C-3PO R2 lamp for his house.
Yeah, there you go.
I do.
We're taking pre-orders on that one, maybe.
Yeah.
If I can fix my printer, I want to print the Dejeric chess table. Hopefully, I can do that.
I have that done.
You have done it. It looks beautiful. I mean, I seen a couple people print it, and they print all the aliens in like a clear PLA or clear plastic. It looks beautiful.
Well, you can print these little cards with QR codes on them.
Uh-huh.
And you sit them on the desk, and then you film it with a Android phone, and it puts holograms over.
Oh, that's awesome!
It's the VR. The guy's writing the program for it right now. Because I bought all the electronics, so it's actually playable. So all of us, so this weekend, Ken will be Clapper Boy again. Are you coming Sunday, Ken?
Yes, sir.
Okay. John.
I was thinking about making a T-shirt that said Clapper Boy.
Yeah, and and John will be the boot guy, cowboy boot stormtrooper. And
I got boots. I got boots this time.
Oh yeah, that's right. And Marty and I will be sand troopers. And is he shooting any Chewbacca this weekend?
Yeah.
Outside? Okay.
Yeah. He needs to redo a bunch of scenes because of continuity and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be another long day. That's why I hope that he just has a good, amount of scene preparation, I should say, so we can get everything in. But it's definitely going to be warmer. It's going to be like 60 degrees, I think. Yeah. So it'll be pretty.
It'll be a fun day.
Yeah, it will be. Just everybody pack a lunch and stuff to drink.
Yep. And Toga, if you want to come as an officer, let us know.
I don't have any officer costume. I
Well,
have
High reserve.
High reserve. To the average,
Yeah.
to the average person, that's an officer. You
Okay.
know, they don't. It's a guy in a black suit with a weird hat with a little button on the front.
You can make the drive, Toga.
I'm
How
trying to-
long
I'm
is that?
trying to-
From West Virginia to Central PA is kind of. It's not too far, I don't think.
Where are they filming it?
It's near. It's about
Bainbridge.
Bainbridge. It's a half hour west of Lancaster. So, like right on the Susquehanna River.
I think it would probably take Toga 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours at the most, because it takes me 4 hours to get to Toga, and it takes me about an hour to get to Bainbridge, to where we're going. So, and yeah.
Is it between Carlisle and Lancaster?
Yeah, it's between Carlisle and Lancaster. Yeah.
I got you.
John, how long are you driving to get there?
7 hours.
Yeah, but he has a muscle car, so he gets there fast.
And he's also like 20 something, so that's like, And
It's still not fun coming off a
Yeah,
very long
I don't
day
care
of
how
work.
old you are. 7 hours is still 7 hours.
I was worried about you last week. And Ken, it takes you probably like 5 hours, right?
I think last time was like 3.5, 4.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I think. But then again, when I drove up there, it was really early, so I don't really remember how much time passed.
Well, hopefully they have the gate unlocked properly.
Ken was sleeping half the way there, right, Ken?
Pretty much.
He puts it on autopilot.
Yeah.
Cruise control. There we go. So this was a good toy show. Now, we should we talk about the inflatable Millennium Falcon again?
I mean, I feel like we have to.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we wound up doing last time. Was we talked about the inflatable Millennium Falcon? Let me see if
You plan to buy one?
Yeah,
this is where we utilize our friends like Toga. We challenge you to get this for less than $250.
It's a new game show. It's like what's the grocery? What's that game show that was on in your house, Marty, where they go in the grocery store and buy stuff?
Oh, guys, grocery games.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You just gotta. That seems insane. What is it? $12,000 or something for it?
I think it's down to $9,000.
It's on sale.
That's it.
There's a coupon. There's a coupon.
It's a
out there
bargain.
Well, believe it or not, if you had a rental business or if you had like a children's party business or something, that's not unreasonable. But if you don't have the infrastructure set up to make that thing make money for you, then you just have to have money for that luxury, and that's it. I mean, it's super cool, but I mean, and if you think about it, look at that thing for $9,000. That's pretty freaking awesome.
That's like a tiny house. It's like a tiny house. You can't have anything pokey.
You can't have it pokey or hot. Like if it's winter, you got to deflate it and then you got to roll it up. I would hate to have like the mildew build up in there if it's rolled up and then you put it away. I mean, my God, how do you store it?
Well, the other thing is, for that money, it doesn't come with the inflators.
Oh,
yeah. This is the equivalent of batteries not included.
Yeah.
Well, the inflators, it probably has 4 or 5 of them. Another couple $100.
I say spray foam it all the way.
See, I can envision this phrase being used at my divorce hearing. Your Honor, I swear it was on sale.
Yeah.
Wow.
As my wife
divorces me. Does it have a roof on it?
Yeah.
It has a roof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine putting that in your backyard and having the kids like come by? What the hell?
Well, can you imagine an airplane flying over and then there'd be T&Z next Star Wars movie being filmed at Marty's house? I don't even think I have enough flat part in my yard to set that up.
Yeah, it would be most people, unless you have a really flat yard. I have a big yard, but I don't think it would be flat enough. I'd have to, shim it. Hyper jump experience. Wow.
Yeah, we'd have to knock out an arena.
The challenge has been made, Toga. You got to find that for less than $250.
Sure.
No, if you find it for $1,000, I would buy it. But I can't do the 9,000 plus inflators.
Hey, Mike, while we're showing commercials, can you show the one for the the Boba Fett playset, the most recent one, just so we can compare old commercials to new modern day Star Wars commercials.
Yeah, that one was very. That's a very. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me see. Unbox. Oh, yeah, here it is. Boba Fett playset is so much more. Here we go. Let me see if I can share my screen. Oh no! Whoops! I got an unboxing video. Hang on. I don't want to see an unboxing. I just want the. Where's the? Would that be who would put that out? Would that? Is there?
I thought it was Hasbro Plus or Pulse.
Yeah. Let me see if I can just pull that up on there. I'm not very prepared. I'm sorry. Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, just kind of as a prerequisite. This is how far that we've come as they will start going from marketing to kids to marketing to adults.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a parent, you have to like leverage your money, and you can buy them, a video game, or you can buy them like a toy that you worry that they're not going to want to play with in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let me see. Boba Fett playset. But the Nerf gun, that's the one I wish I would have ordered, that Boba Fett Nerf gun. That was 1-to-1 scale. And that because the Mandalorian rifle was really, really neat.
Did that come in for you yet?
I have the rifle, yeah. I forgot I ordered. It was like, it took a year. I mean, so.
They already sold the Mandalorian one?
Yeah.
No, the Mandalorian one. The Boba Fett
the Amblin Disruptor Blaster or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Let me see. There we go. I think this is it. All right. Let me get to my switch screen here. Share. Well, doesn't want to play. Come on. Is it this one? I don't know. It's not. No, that's just a. Sorry, guys.
No problem.
This is my. Let's see. I don't know if this is the commercial though.
No.
No, this is just the. It's just showing the playset, I think. But look at that's not for a kid. All that stuff will be lost the first time you open it.
Yeah.
I can't find the commercial, Ken.
Is it in the message that I sent
I
you?
was looking. I couldn't find. I was looking for the message, but the link wasn't there. Was that in Facebook?
Okay.
Was that in Facebook? I thought you sent it to me. But let me see. Go back through. Here. Well, let me turn this off. We don't need to look at all that nonsense. There we go. The joy of. I just remember how much technology has changed. When Zoe first started podcasting, it was a nightmare just to record stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, here, John, did you send? What did you send? Where'd you send it?
Yep, that was in Facebook.
Oh,
yeah, it is the. Oh, where did it go now?
What's the date on it?
Yeah, it's if you click on that, it's the fourth slide is the actual commercial for it.
Oh, wait a minute, you sent. Okay, there we go. Hang on. There we go. Fourth slide. I hear something. Whoops. Hang on. I got like 18 windows open here. Hang on. Facebook. John and Ken. Scroll down. Oh, there it is. All right. Man, I got the slides. Is it 1, 2? There's like 22 slides. But there's no video. There's no video. Is
Yeah,
it?
the fourth one should be the commercial.
1, 2, 1, 2. 3. Oh, I see it. Okay, let me see if I can get this to work now. Okay, hang on. Technical difficulties. It's this one that starts with this screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Does it give me a full screen option? There we go. Maybe not.
What year was this?
This is the newest one.
Oh,
That's the new
oh,
one.
that okay. Okay.
There's Matt Wood.
Yeah. Oh, so that's where is that? Is that from Hasbro again?
Mhm.
Yeah, Hasbro
That's
Pulse.
Hasbro Pulse.
The HasLab?
Yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah,
It's on
being sold straight up.
It's like
Yeah.
$239.
Oh, geez. Manually turning spit. It comes with your own spit.
Okay, it might be worth it just for that guy.
But can you roast a porg?
It says manually. Doesn't that just mean you have to push it yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, there is no existing HasLabs.
Yeah, the last one was the unsuccessful Rancor.
Yeah. And they have other ones that are X-Men and Transformers. And the last one that I was going to get in on was the Ghostbusters Plasma Series Proton Pack. But they're not delivering until spring of 2023.
Yeah.
And it was funded in December. And I'm like, do I want to put out $400 for something that's going to be a year and a half later? And then, and I'm sure now, in hindsight, I'm like, everything goes up in price. I mean, no matter what, because it's such like a limited. But
Right.
you know, I mean, everything that people have bought, like Toga and Mike have the Jabba's sail barge. Mike has the Razor Crest. Toga has the Razor Crest. All of that, you can more than double, triple your money already. Some of those figures are going for crazy money. It's nuts. I mean, what people will buy.
Yeah, they're buying the figures out of the Razor Crest for a couple $100. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, geez. And the thing about it is, it's almost like you need to jump on that if you're planning on selling it, because that type of stuff, this is like new toys, and you're counting that 3 to 5 years from now or longer that's going to stay that value. You know, the original Star Wars stuff, I think, holds its value because it's original. It's original from when nobody knew that it was going to be worth anything.
Right.
But like right now, I have from 2001, I have every single Star Wars Unleashed series figure. Every one of them. I have doubles of everything in its original pack in cases. I have some of them signed by the actors and everything. I have so many of them, and I'd be hard pressed to think that they're worth money. And I mean, they're almost 20. They're 20 years old, and they're in great condition. They're never opened or anything. But I don't think that they're worth like crazy amounts of money. And they're 20 years old, and they're beautiful. But you just got to be careful. Like right now, those action figures are going for hot money now. But 5 years from now, what do you think? Do you think that they're still going to be $125 for like a little creature from the, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think depending on how it works, certain things will balance out. But yeah, because the fandom will wane. Like I think the sail barge is one of those few things. Like I think that's the one thing HasLab did right more than anything, because it's a really nice display piece. You know, and they kept building toys to go with it. Like you could buy the little tiny skiff that goes with it and stuff like that.
Well, you should. Did Toga show you his diorama with it?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
He has the Sarlacc pit, you know.
Yeah, Ken and John had not seen the Toga layer of Star Wars toys. So
So look at that commercial that we just watched for that playset, and compare that to the commercials that came out in '77. What do you notice about them?
No kids.
There's no kids, yeah. Because they're marketing to the adults. I wish the movies would be marketed towards us.
Well, and the toys, again, like the price of the figures. Well, I saw the Bo-Katan, the classic ones or whatever, the vintage ones. They're what, like $10 or $13 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
$13.99.
That's a little more in line, but the other stuff is just so expensive, you know. And you can't find it, so it's hard for kids to want to get it. Because I remember when Clone Wars came out, I could not find Ahsoka. We drove and checked every Target, Walmart, Kohl's, everything from here to Baltimore till we found Ahsoka for Zoe. And that's the main character. Like kids aren't going to commit to something if they have to like go to 50 stores to get a collection of toys. You know. Yeah. I think that's what hurts the toys even more than the collectors, or even probably more than the price, you know, because if kids want to play Star Wars, kids don't want to drive around the 30 stores to maybe, you know, get possibly the figures they want.
Right.
They actually raised the price again. They were $24.99. Now they're $27.99 for Black Series. They just keep going up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it might. I mean, it again. I think the classic ones, because they're not overly articulated, that could be the toys that the kids like. Like my girls like the little tiny chunky like Playmobil people. Star Wars. What were they called?
Adventure.
I don't know. But they were like little tiny Star Wars figures.
Where they just moved at the main joints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they could play with them. Because even the Clone Wars, as much as the girls loved playing with those Clone Wars, we were going and buying like another clone because a hand broke off because they just tried to put a gun in it and all the fingers snapped off, you know. So, but I don't know. So we could all have an action figure for us, because I have a Stormtrooper. I can make myself a Stormtrooper, and you could make your Mandalorian. John is going to be a Stormtrooper, but he also has Din Djarin. He already has Chewie. What do you have? Boba Fett. Do you have
Vader? Sand Trooper. Tusken Raider.
Oh yeah, Tusken Raider. Biker Scout?
No, I used to, but not no more.
And Toga, you have you have a whole bunch. What's the Wookiee?
Wookiee's kind of retired. He's on in the box right now. It needs to get fixed. Hopefully I'm gonna build a new Wookiee. I got the stuff, but I never started. Marty's gonna kick my ass.
You should do the black
Chrysanthemum. Black Chrysanthemum, yeah.
Chrysanthemum, yeah.
I mean, I have the colors, Marty. I got the black and gray, so I can do that. But I don't know.
You just got to get the latch hooking.
I actually got the Death Trooper costume from a guy in Pittsburgh. I want to build a Death Trooper. But I'm debating. In the books, they have the new Ghost Trooper. I don't know. You guys seen the Ghost Trooper on the comic books? It's basically, instead of black Death Trooper, they have the white and black, just like a Stormtrooper looking Death Trooper called Ghost Trooper, and they look super awesome. They don't have the serial yet, but when you put it on Google, the Sideshow has their the figure, and I don't think they have it on anything else besides the comic book and the Sideshow figure. But they look really, really nice.
That one's not in your collection yet? I figured you could just pull it off the shelf and show us.
I didn't print one. I might just paint one of them to Ghost Trooper though. Yeah, I'll paint one of the Black Widow figure to Mary Jade for a friend. I'll build one for myself, but mine is not that good. This is my custom Mary Jade. It's a 6-inch. It was a Black Widow from Marvel, and His is better because he has the original Mace Windu lightsaber and original belts, but it's kind of nice, fun project. I might do one of the Death Troopers, the Ghost Trooper.
Let me see if I have. See if I have a picture of him.
The Ghost Trooper.
Yeah, I'm looking.
They look really nice.
Let me see. If
I like it when people cosplay as the Lego Star Wars characters.
Oh, there you
With
go.
the big claw hands and.
There you go.
So it's just a Death Trooper painted white.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
There's some other pieces to it that they're not all exactly the same as a regular Death Trooper.
Oh yeah,
They
'cause
look,
yeah,
the painting is different.
yeah. Well, the Death Troopers. I mean, the Death Troopers have those bigger. Don't they have like belts and stuff here in the middle?
Well, that's a different version of a Death Trooper. That's like a special ops Death Trooper.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I got to focus on the stuff I haven't got done yet.
Yeah. Sand Trooper.
Sand Trooper.
Yeah.
You got the Sand Trooper done. You just got to get the backpack.
Yeah.
3D
yeah,
print it or something,
Yeah.
Heather wants to know if she can come up for the Tusken Raider build.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I got to get on that too. I got to get the Tusken Raider built thing going. I'm printing eye rings with every scrap of filament I have. I'm just running my printer, like just all those extra pieces of like 3 feet of filament. I'm just shoving them in my flash forwards and printing eye rings. So we'll have a stack of eye rings at least.
Cool.
But yeah, I gotta pull the numbers because I gotta find out how many. There's a lot of people that just want to come and don't want to build a Sand Trooper for themselves. So we're just gonna put them to work and help everyone else get theirs built.
Yeah, that's fine. The more the better.
Get some people to sew. So, but yeah, I guess what is it? 9:30. Do we have anything else about toys before? And is there anything else we missed? We have our shoot this week.
John, didn't you want to show the one Boba Fett commercial?
Oh yeah.
No, the Rancor commercial.
The Rancor commercial. That's right.
What's that on HasLab too?
No, that I'm talking about the Kenner Rancor commercial.
Okay, yeah, okay.
The original one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting it. Tanner.
Yeah, arguably one of the best commercials they had, in my personal opinion.
Let's see here.
And if I could make a request for that Tusken build, is if we have that loop of commercials just playing in the background.
Oh yeah.
Nonstop. All those toy commercials. 45 minutes, play it again. 45 minutes, play it again.
All right. It's weird that the commercial that came on for the Rancor. Yeah, let's see if this. Tell me if this is the right one. I just grabbed one.
Let's beat up. Don't do it.
Luke Skywalker, Gamorrean Guard, new Rancor Monster and Rancor Keeper action figures, each sold separately.
You'll regret this. Wait a minute. That I met. Oh, some good. Morning, guard.
New Rancor Monster, action figures, each sold separately. From Kenner to
What's funny about that is nothing on that commercial we wouldn't have done ourselves, and nobody would do that today. Like you go out back, you dig a hole, you get some twigs and some sticks, and you make the jail. So you make the pen, the jail cell, and you play. And now they don't do that today. They just don't. It's well, not you, Toga. I mean the kids.
Toga Manchild.
It's perfect though. Look. I'm feeding him. Look. Woo!
You know what? We could bring him on Sunday, and we'll film him like they filmed IG-11 for The Mandalorian, where they just put a toy in front of the camera.
We can.
But I'm looking. The only other commercial that came up was the Prune Face commercial for Prune Face. Remember Prune Face, that action figure?
That is my holy grail, is to find one carded.
A prune face, really?
Yes, that is my favorite Return of the Jedi figure.
Really? I don't know if I can be friends with you.
Mike's like, who the hell are you? What are you talking about?
Face.
Look, I like the obscure. What can I say?
I know. My favorite obscure was was when they did the re-release. They made that giant insect at the bar.
Mm.
What was that? You know that. Here we go. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let me get a prune face commercial going here. Got too many buttons to click here. Okay.
Come on, Prune Face. The fate of the fleet depends on us. Rebel ship on radar. I'm going to destroy him.
Ships and action figures sold separately. Batteries not included.
Started at 40 degrees. Death Star, get ahead. The shield's still up. Locking lasers. Empire ambush. I'm going for solar panels. Losing power. I'll need the ball. Keep the fleet on alert. The Empire's in retreat.
Millennium Falcon and new TIE Interceptor each sold separately, only from Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection.
Why was Darth Vader driving this Interceptor? Come on.
That's nice.
Why was Prune Face flying the Falcon?
I know. It was Han after he was out in the vacuum of space. He forgot to put on his head.
My friends and I used to cross over Legos before Star Wars Legos. We would take the big suitcase full of Legos. We would first pick our action figures, our Star Wars action figures, and once we have our teams, then we would build with Legos. We would build their ships and their cars and their dragsters and everything that we'd put them in, and that would take the whole day. And then we'd crash them at the end and start over the next day.
Nice.
So
Nice. Yeah, I had a neighbor that had a guinea pig that he used for a bantha. That was about the coolest person I had, you know. But because I like the sand person figure, but the sand person figure he couldn't hold any weapons because his hands were perpetually in that.
Yeah, to hold the gaffy stick above his head. That's all he could do.
Well, that's Marty. I was saying what footage. Remember we watched this, Marty? Remember this changed the whole story of Star Wars. Remember that?
yeah.
It ends when they escape the Death Star. That's the end of the movie.
He has like an 8mm reel from I don't know where that came from, but it was crazy. Yeah.
That's what we should watch one week. We'll watch that. It's not long. And then we can talk about because you imagine some kid. This came out in '77 when it came out, and some kid that's the only Star Wars they saw.
Well, they used to have Star Wars film strips that they would send to schools with activity books and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the ones where you beep and you turn it. Beep,
Yep.
Turn it. Yep. Yeah. Or I had the little projector, like the little plastic thing. You put a cartridge in and you would turn it, and it would,
Nice.
like. Ah, yes, the joys of Star Wars over the years. So I don't think we have any more comments. I'm checking the Facebook comments because the Facebook comments do not come up here. But Ken or Jake chimed in and Matt chimed in and said hi. So, and Anthony was on. Man, we had like your counterpart there, Ken, popped in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he popped in on Facebook and said hi. So. And then Arc77, who was on all of ours. Let me see if I can. There we go. He forgot it was Wednesday, so we kind of forgot it was Wednesday too. So, but did we hit everything on the toys, Ken? Other than the beautiful background you have back there.
No, there's days and days worth of toy conversation. Whether it's you talk about the people who made them, you talk about people like us who played with them, or the people who decided to go even further and make stuff from them. I mean, there are folks that make a living off taking their action figures, posing them, taking photographs, and then selling those photographs. And they do some wonderful, wonderful work. I know there's a gentleman that shows up at Celebration, and he usually has several special prints just for Celebration. His first name's Steven, and I can't remember his last name. I want to say it's Stanton, but I could be wrong. But there are folks that that just with the action figures alone do some wonderful things. So we could talk about toys for days.
Yeah. Well, and plug your show again too, your podcast, because
Oh yeah, so our show is called The Forces Behind Star Wars, and our 19th episode, which we recorded a few months ago, we were lucky enough to talk with a couple of the original makers of the Star Wars toys, including Jim Swearingen, who actually took old Play School toys and modeled them up for the prototypes of the original toys
Wow.
that became the things that we all played with.
yeah, so that's on every streaming service, like every podcast. And
Yep,
and on
iTunes, Spotify, all of that sort of stuff. The Forces
Right.
Behind Star Wars.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I recommend listening. Again, it made me realize that I enjoyed learning about Star Wars toys way more than I ever thought I would really care. And again, my daughter's podcast is StarWarsGeekGirl.com. Mine is CreativeCast, but we haven't done it in over a year and a half. So, you know, and John doesn't have a podcast. Maybe I should just have John and Colin do CreativeCast, and then I can just promote my kid.
Yeah, there you go.
Toga, what's your YouTube channel?
I didn't edit because I'm on my phone. I don't know how to edit.
Well, no, but just tell us here. So if someone rewatches this.
It's the channel called Corellian Toys, and I have, I believe, 12 videos. I have some shorts, and I'm trying to add some more content in there. Hopefully, sometime soon. I try to add 2 videos every week. I've done toy hunt today, and I have there's a helmet set from Turkey. There's a glass company called Paşabahçe, and I can show you one of them very quick. And I did a video about them. They're really, really nice helmets. Kind of look like. All right. This is the Stormtrooper one. So those are made up. Those are glass. They have the small size and they have the big size. And these are the small ones. They have C-3PO, Darth Vader, and the Stormtrooper. My uncles and my mom got me the sets from Turkey, and they sent it to me. So I'll make a video about those. I'm going to post it. I did it shorts, but I'm still going to want to post a video so people know about the glass company, because they do lots of different glass stuff. They have lots of Star Wars glasses, Star Wars dinnerwares. They release those. They sell a bunch of them in Turkey, but I don't think they sell anything to the States. They're under Disney. They're called Icon, Star Wars Icon helmet series. And they were about, I believe, the glass ones are about maybe $80 for the small ones, and about, like, I believe, $120 for the big size ones. But if you guys just look up for Star Wars Icon glass helmets. They show up.
Okay.
So I'll put those in there. I'll do toy hunt videos. We're probably going to do some, like, vlogs and talk about movies and do reviews. And I'll try to show part of my collection, probably just video some of the figures I have and post those. And if I can get tech savvy and learn this stuff, I might just do some online videos too.
Well, you could do reenactments of when you take people's stuff for $45.
Yeah, that can be good too.
All's fair. Hey, if he can get it, more power to him. You know.
Oh, I know.
People got to know what they have,
Yeah.
or what they don't have.
Marty and I ran into. How about that woman that I bought these masks from? Remember that debacle? I think I sent you that list too. Remember, Toga?
Yeah. I got the Greedo and I got the Greedo and Commander Cody from her.
Yeah, she had a lot. Now, she was one of those people that I think she thought what she had was worth more than it was.
Yeah.
Because, I tried to explain to her that, like, all the masks and stuff weren't Lucas. They were just someone made them. I think she thought she was sitting in like a mint. Yeah. So, and Marty, we were talking about your life-size Boba Fett earlier, or your life-size action figures you made. So.
Yeah, those are fun to print. Those are fun to print, and Roddy has both of them that I printed. So I printed them for him, So he has the Panda Baba and Walrus Man.
Yeah, I want a Boba Fett. I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something to break in my new printer when I get my new printer. I want something to print first that I wouldn't normally print. The pit droids are. So, do you have a pit droid, Toga? Do you have a pit droid printed?
I do. Hold on.
It's in another room that he didn't tell us about.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about my droid room.
Because when Toga first came in, he only had one room.
No, I'll make a short with him, TikTok video with him other day. So he's right here. His name is Boomer, and he was right here. So his joints are kind of loose. I have to tighten him up because I put him in here. But that's Boomer.
Nice.
Yeah. He was sitting here playing PlayStation with the Bubble Freak on the video.
Oh, yeah, right. I do remember that. So.
There you go, Mike. Why don't you print a life-size Babu Frick?
Yeah, right. I'm still.
Oh, I have a life-size Babu Freak I printed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do.
Yeah, but he's only this big. I mean, Babu Freak is small, so he's only about that big. Because I didn't know exactly how tall he was, so I watched the movie and kind of estimated according to the size of 3PO's head and when he's standing on his shoulder and stuff like that. Yeah, I think the 3D printed one is a little bit bigger. Is it? Yeah.
That's scaled to Toga. If Toga was.
Yeah.
They have the.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fair comparison.
This is the Hasbro one.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of those floating around. They were like $4 at Target near us. That's our new host.
Nice.
Put him on another phone. We'll put him in a window too. All right. Well, I guess maybe Toga, the rest of us will see each other on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday will be
Sunday.
Sunday.
Guys, if it's nice outside and if I can find one or two offices for my garrison, I might show up too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need armor, but if we have officers, that'll work too. But if anyone in white armor, Stormtrooper or Biker Scout preferred.
Stormtrooper, Sandtrooper, Biker Scout, and Toga. Even if you just come with just your TIE reserve, you know what I mean. So either way, it's a fun day.
How tall are you, Toga?
What's that?
How tall are you?
6'7".
Never mind. I was gonna say you could always show up, loan me your costume because it'll give me a chance to be in front of the camera instead of being Clapper Boy all day.
The funny thing is, we were in Steel City Con this summer. Me and Marty walking around. He was in his Chewie costume. I was in my TIE Pilot. Somebody asked me if I'm wearing stilts. I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing stilts.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I mean, I think Matt wants a menacing officer, doesn't he, Marty? Like he wants kind of like a.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if Sappy was menacing enough leading the troops.
We just need, at this point, we just need people. It's nice to just shoot. We just got to keep Matt on track to shoot a lot of footage and get everything he needs, plus some, and then the editing can, take over afterwards. But got to make sure we get all the scenes, and then some.
It should be a fun day.
It will be.
So.
Come east, Toga. Come east, northeast.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I put a map. I put a map in the movie group, so you could look on the map and let us know. Send us messages. So, but anything else we need to go? We're actually getting done early for a change. I mean, is my clock right? I think so.
It's 9:45.
Normally we go 3.5 hours, right,
I
John?
know,
Yeah.
I know. We I think we're a little more focused this time, and everything is working better than normal. Because this all started with me just testing this for Zoe's podcast. So, but I like this whatever it's called Restream software. So, because we can do so much more with it. Again, we can put like that. I can make you guys all tiny, or I can
There we go.
switch them.
Nice.
And then I can do this way too if we want to be along the bottom. I don't know what this one is. Oh, that looks the same.
Ken, by the way, I need that background as a poster in my house. That background is really nice.
Yeah, Ken.
I can't do all the cool stuff Mike can do. This is about the extent of my creativity.
That's nice.
Well, I'm learning, so I can put graphics on with us too, like this. I just haven't made us any new graphics, but I can put on, like this was the one I made with some podcasts on it and stuff like that.
That's nice.
And then it comes with the built-in stuff, but then I put a timer on, and then I can put just other than that picture background. And then we had the busted C-3PO background. We had the Kenobi background. We had the Han Solo Chronicles background, and then we just have the catalog background. So.
Well, thanks for getting us all together again, Mike.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, so
Thanks very much, guys.
We'll do it next Wednesday if all goes well. We try for 8:00, and we can all talk. It might be next week. Might be fun to talk about how the shoot went.
Yeah.
Because
That'll be cool.
We can have up to 10 people on this stream. It'll stream 10 people plus. I mean, it's neat to try it out.
What we could do is I could send you pictures of the shoot then too. Whoever takes pictures, we could send you and then pop them up on the screen and, even a couple second videos or whatever.
Yeah, because it'd be neat to help promote. Because it seems like Matt is at least it's going to move pretty quickly once he has all the shots in.
Yeah.
He wants to get us together. He wants to have some kind of showing around here, and he wants to take it to cons and stuff. Because I did, Marty, when we were talking last week about there's that documentary that Quinn wanted to see,
Right.
501st. I contacted the guy who directed it, and he said they're doing the con circuit right now, and once they're done the circuit, he'll be able to get us screenings of it and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So.
All righty.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to shut all this down. Thank you for everyone that was watching. I don't know if we have any.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep. All right. Later, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.